Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire's dilemma, Nikki's wisdom, and Kyle's shocking proposal. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's start with Kyle and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron. By the end of this week, Claire wants to focus on work as she talks to her grandma, Nikki. She is super upset at Kyle because he lied to her about Audra. Claire is in unfamiliar territory because Kyle is the first romance she's ever had in her crazy, sheltered life. Lies are a big trigger for Claire because of all the lying and gaslighting done to her by her crazy Aunt Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank. It's kind of funny that she brings this to Nikki, who has been lied to pretty much her entire relationship by Victor. Let's be real. Nikki's always the first to enable and forgive his lies. So, Kyle should send Nikki a few dozen roses for advising Claire to slow down and think about it. Nikki tells Claire that people make mistakes and advises that she cool off and then consider forgiving Kyle. The root of Claire's issue with Kyle. Nikki tells Claire that she's put up with stuff like this from Victor for a long time. Nikki knows that Victor loves her and that his intentions are what matter. So, Nikki's out there doing the work for Kyle. What bothers Claire the most is that Audra actually told her the truth about that kiss in France and said Kyle was lying to her. Claire realizes that means Audra was, about that one thing, more honest than Kyle. That is true, but Audra was conspiring and conniving with Victor. So her hands are dirty. Nikki's wonderful news for Claire on Young and the Restless. Nikki then distracts Claire by giving her a big promotion at Chancellor because Nikki and Victor have decided to fold Newman Publishing into Chancellor Industries. They want Claire to take this junior position in the part of the company where her dad, Cole Howard J. Eddie Peck, was working, which thrills Claire. She really misses her dad, Cole, so this is something amazing for Claire. It's a nice distraction because it's a link back to her dad that she's still grieving, so she'll think about him every day. Nikki's running with Diane on Y&R. By the end of the week, Nikki runs into Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, and they're talking about Kyle and Audra and what Victor pulled. Diane is annoyed, but Nikki calms Diane, Susan Walters, down and says, "Look, I'm on the side of the kids." Nikki doesn't want Kyle and Claire to break up, but she also says Kyle needs to be patient. I wonder if Diane is going to warn Nikki that Kyle is being the exact opposite of patient because he told Diane and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, he is going to propose. They urge caution, saying this seems reactionary to Claire being mad at him right now. But Kyle insists that he loves Claire, and he should have actually proposed by now. Kyle's big proposal, Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle lets no dust settle. He runs right off, meets with a jeweler, and picks out a ring. He starts making romantic proposal plans. All I can say is Kyle should have listened to his mama, Diane. Next week's spoilers confirm Kyle does indeed propose to Claire. Kyle's going to pop open that ring box. There's a gorgeous rock in the hands of a gorgeous man, and Claire has this wide-eyed reaction. But the look on her face is, "What the heck are you doing?" Not like, "Oh my gosh," we're like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I do think Claire's going to say no to the proposal. Of course, I could be wrong, but Kyle is handling this like a guy who brings home flowers after he's caught texting another woman. It kind of takes the romance out of it when it is a reaction to Claire being angry at him. That's how it's going to feel, I think. So we'll see. Audra's confession. The truth about Victor's deal and Nate's heartbreak. Next, let's talk about Audra and Nate. As you know, Claire spilled the tea about Audra to Nate when he grilled Audra. She did what a lot of liars do. She got offensive, and then she walked out on Nate. Audra didn't want to stick around and face the music, so she tried playing the victim card, saying Nate was believing somebody else over her. Sad to say, but despite Claire's formerly homicidal tendencies, she does have more credibility than Audra, a lot more. But Nate still has some doubts about whether he mishandled things, so he told Devin Hamilton, Brighton James, about it. Of course, Devin just wants Nate to walk away from Audra and never look back. Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Devin both despise Audra and think she is not nearly good enough for Nate. Let's face it, Audra knows she blew it by making that deal with Victor and then lying to Nate's face for months and months. When Claire confronted Kyle and demanded the whole truth, he rolled the dice and came clean. Is Audra going to do the same? Y&R spoilers. Audra comes clean at last. In next week's spoiler for Young and the Restless, Nate tells Audra he just wants the truth. On the verge of tears, she does what Kyle did. She comes clean. Audra's going to tell Nate, "Yep, I did it." Audra says she agreed to Victor's, Eric Braden, quid pro quo. If your Latin is rusty, that means something for something. Audra says she went after Kyle so she could get what she wants, which is a funding for Vibrante. Poor Nate looks heartbroken, but in the end, at least Audra came clean and told Nate the truth. Now, I'm not sure if he can get past it. He may tell Audra, "Thank you for being honest, but we're done." What's ironic is the truth shall set you free, because pretty soon both Kyle and Audra may be set free from their romantic partners because they told the truth. I expect at least one of them is kicked to the curb, if not two. We'll see. I do expect Claire is shell-shocked that Kyle proposed, and Nate is going to be so disappointed that all his worst suspicions he's had about Audra for months all turn out to be true, even worse than he suspected. Plus, once Devin and Lily find out, they're going to pressure Nate to walk away for good. Nikki's romantic surprise for Victor, and exciting Y&R casting news. The last tidbit we have for next week is about Nikki and Victor, and then we got that casting news. Nikki and Victor are at the house. It's really sweet. Nikki says Victor is always surprising her with gifts and being really sweet to her. So, Nikki says it's Victor's turn to be surprised and spoiled, and she wants to remind her hubby how much she adores him. So, maybe Nikki's got an actual gift, or maybe it's just a romantic evening. All right, exciting casting news. I already told you Tamara Braun is coming to Y&R as a new character, Sienna Bacall. I think you guys will like her if you've not seen her before. Now, we got another person coming to Young and the Restless, somebody who should be well known to a lot of soap fans. Roger Howarth has been hired to play a mystery role on Young and the Restless. He is a legit soap vet. He's had roles on One Life to Live, As the World Turns, General Hospital, Guiding Light, and Loving. If you've never seen Roger Howard before, he is a great actor, and he is a really sweet dude in real life. Young and the Restless said it's a mystery role. They didn't say a new character, so he could be a recast. With his energy and the way he carries himself, I could see him as a Tucker McCall, Trevor St. John, recast if they needed Tucker back for some reason. We'll let you know when we've got more news on these new hires. Be sure to check out our full weekly spoilers video tomorrow for the week of September 1st through the 5th on Y&R. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Kyle headed for trouble. Young and the Restless next week spoilers find Kyle Abbott making a decision that could send him down the wrong path during the week of February 24th to 28th, 2025. Also, someone helps out while another makes a promise on Y&R. Check out the latest spoilers for the CBS soap opera. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Kyle Abbott goes too far. Next week on Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott makes a choice that could change the course of his life. After the disastrous dinner with Victor Newman, Kyle decides to give Claire Newman a test to see if she's loyal to him or her grandpa. This could be a foolish move on Kyle's part, because Claire certainly seems loyal to Kyle. She's doing everything she can to get Victor's approval. Plus, she promised she'd stay with him regardless of the mustache and his feelings. However, Kyle still tests her, and that may be their downfall on Young and the Restless. Claire Newman might be so furious with Kyle for not trusting her. Then, if Claire pumps the brakes or ends their relationship, Sumner Newman will likely swoop and comfort him and try to get him back. Y&R next week spoilers. Victor Newman makes a move. While Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, tests Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, her grandfather, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, uses his business status to help a friend. Next week, he pulls strings for Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, on Young and the Restless. She's back at her family business, Winters. Plus, she and Victor just called a truce. So, he might want to make things up to Lily Winters by helping out her business. However, there's always a possibility that Victor has an ulterior motive on Young and the Restless. Surely, he will get something out of his good deed. After all, he doesn't do much that doesn't benefit him or his family in some way. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Nate Hastings stands his ground. More Y&R spoilers show Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, making a vow to protect Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford. No doubt, from her angry son, Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers. Recently, Damian went to see Amy again at Nate's apartment. Of course, he only did it to appease Lily and so that she would go to dinner with him. She is also the only reason he and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, are still in Genoa City. So, during this next visit on Young and the Restless, Nate might not like how he is treating Amy. No doubt he will go up against his half-brother for her sake. Y&R is intense next week. Tune in to find out if Kyle Abbott pushes Claire away on the CBS daytime drama.